I keep being interrupted by people who are trying to play me out. Toxic Luciferian Babylonian blood money craving rich educated idiot fucking whores that help their health spawn sex partners prepare for war with the Sun Temple angels, mixed with the dark side perspectives in the phony church, the Serapis Osiris embracing, Hades Amun, fucking idolatrous whore of a church that wouldn't stand with me, that I am completely against. I couldn't possibly be more against Catholics, Protestants, Orthodox, all you garbage. None of you know God. Raharu senses that Shu and Ma'at have been killed by them too. Talmud backwards, right? Talmud. Mocking black people, okay? Dim light, dumb late, right? Who are the Johnny-come-latelys, okay? They want to dim the light and pretend that the sun has no relevance. They want to pretend all kinds of stupid shit. At the end of the day, yes, they are satanic. Yes, they have embraced this as a race. And yes, everyone has embraced their kind of satanic, materialistic, Greco-Roman garbage culture, and the world is going to hell as a result. So 1-7, start or end here. Language barriers are pure evil. Haru, the light of Ra. Haru, the elder, not the Antichrist, son of Osiris and Isis, but the son of Ra, okay? Not the guy who wrote himself in later and made him the brother of Horus, of Haru. Osiris is not the brother of Haru. There is only one legitimate spirit child of God, and that is Haru, the elder, the door of God, okay? Not the Canaanite deity El either. So Jah, Rastafari, it is garbage. You can decipher this, you can sift through this bullshit, it's like sifting through a toilet for a piece of bread like an idiot, or you can listen to the true source of light, okay? And obviously, they omit key parts, so it leads you to me. If you do sift through the bullshit, it's an unnecessary step that leads you to me. All right. So start or end here. Language barriers are pure evil. Haru, the light of Ra. No truth exists outside of the masculine spirit warrior, light temple order. If you do not apply this selflessly, discard this book and anything else that is outside of it, it is useless. The body needs a mind and soul coordination and combination to harmonize with nature's supernatural spirit. The top martial artist marshals the spirit, and man is a technological beast or animal without him. There is no God in man without order. That is why when I die, there will be no order. And I've thoroughly covered this in the other video, and it doesn't take a genius to see that people don't even make an attempt to clarify, much less the top martial artist challenge, much less the bloodline that left Egypt and went to Biafra, into my one village, really, and so on. Okay, I thoroughly elaborate on this in the other video. Without man honoring the true order, the top martial artist is a god, so to speak, surrounded by beasts. This is for effect. There's only one God, and you can't be like him. God is not just love, but the center of an order of love. Martial arts can only be pure sun, spirit, light, without concessions, and consideration of man's feelings, relations, and selfishness. Considering grammar and corporate-derived social norms is cruel, evil cowardice. God knows no democracy, and man has no spiritual power without Pharaoh's raw generation, only shallow, worldly, and selfish Luciferian energy. Psychology and technology declare war on God this way. Man is better off raped forever than outside the Logos. Sun versus cowardice with poetry. Okay, so sun versus cowardice with poetry, right? The true sun, martial arts versus psychology, poetry is kind of, weak, kind of church, social norm, government supporting presentation. This is page 2. We'll divide it into different pages. Civilization came from the martial arts order, a warrior order of studying the sun's spirit. Without this order, humans are just animals. There's a reason I stress this more than once. It is a key piece that man is missing. The mind working with just the body is an animal mind. The mind thinking it knows better than the top martial artist, even trained in martial arts, is a dark mind. The top martial artist is defined by light temple, light contact sparring with no cheating, drugs, technology, etc. He will stop at nothing good to make himself known and give others a fair chance to compete. Mankind is not missing the innate idea of morality, but the true scale which is only found with the top martial artist. He uses his cultivation of heart, courage, discipline, truth, righteousness, faith, mind, body, soul, and spirit to see with his spiritual eye. Even in the Bible, truth is on the loin girt, symbolizing reproducing with the most righteous man possible. Okay? So that is aiming for that. And of course, in the divine order, this becomes your soulmate. So women should desire the top martial artist more than anyone by far, and then understand their shortcomings and settle for their soulmate, so to speak. In this way, the word settling is not truly settling, it is finding your rightful place. But there needs to be an emphasis on all men are scum, they are cowards compared to him. There's no way around this. This emphasis has to be made. And man's betrayal has screamed to the Lord that it has to be made, and the Lord has commanded me to highlight this, and I have done so. Corporations investing in Eurasian cults and non-light sun temple, intense truths, kill the intense, pure, honest passion of love. This is why all marriages are false. There's no love without the divine order. No one who doesn't follow me and risk anything for me has love. They have psychology and attraction and all kinds of Western bitch shit. You know, they've redefined it just like the gays have or something. Okay, 3-7. Soul, grace, mind, body. Hawk, leopard, martial arts. During my time, the bloodline of God was expressed, this is page 3, in Igbos through the sky god, sun worship. Chuku vision and leopard raw war tactics hidden in the martial arts of Eri, also known as Jacob Eri, because everyone in the occult knows that the real Jacob's ladder is Eri, okay? And Eri sold out in Ethiopia and other places and is only found in the martial arts continuity in Biafra, and even there it is watered down. I'm the last one left, you know, so everyone kind of betrayed Eri, and the Biafra was the last to go. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, and in this case to shut the sun gate. So this was watered down by wrestling and wrestlers' reproduction in Biafra in the Igbo tribe, unfortunately, and I'm the last one left. Among other things, witchcraft and worldly bitch shit and Neri, and, you know, I've gone over that in my other videos. In Egypt, it may have been Ethiopian or Sudanese heavy. They must have migrated to Biafra in the Old Kingdom enough to reproduce in truth there and perhaps nowhere else. Bob Marley, the clandestine societies, and the slave traders must have put it together as well. Rastafari being a play on words used among the part Igbos he was around in Jamaica. Rastaf Eri, Raz of Eri, the T being the plus suggesting to add or something being added. The idea was a mystic and occult twist of manifesting the ship's manifest destiny. The rosette as a leopard's pattern for the Rosetta Stone is important as well. Consider Amun-Ra as the cult and idea of hiding the Ra and Thebes having a Greek counterpart. I've gone over Pandora, right? Hiding hope. Keep hope alive, but hidden. So their occult system will be incomplete once I no longer breed in the true spirit of love, and it will be all psychology bitch shit and ultra fake bitch shit, which is perhaps their direction anyway. 4-7. Honor is not image or reputation. It's page 4. Legit a mate. Hairs and no life is the title. Nigeria was like the forging of a samurai sword. The Biafrans were the warlike material. Being densely populated, Biafra compacted the greatest warriors. And they were folded and refined with the wisest people and purest religion. Eri was the spirit or characteristics of God coming down to make a cult center at Aguleri. I am the end of God's covenant with man, and this is what I see coming soon. Warriors and kings in Europe would leave a child of theirs with a new ally as a deep sign and deal maker. Focus, concentration, natural reproduction, breeding with the most worthy, with hope and the truest to God. Okay, and hope ends with the top martial artist's lack of a wife. Okay, wives and love-making legitimize a royal line for God when continuing the ancient Egyptian royal line, which science will never verify to man, since their scientists are puppets for the devil. Order allows for life in the spirit, and my order allowed me to triumph over all other martial artists ever known. Even dogs protect their master, Haru. Honor is a keen sense of ethical conduct, purity, and integrity. It is not image, and it is not reputation. That is garbage. You know. Pharaoh, the face of God, not a city. hierarchy, not citizen, not a citizen, right? The face of God, not a bunch of citizen lukewarm bitches, trying to, replace him and democratize his power as Osiris allowed for, making him a Luciferian kind of person, and Horus through Isis, the devil's son, through this kind of immoral, out of the divine order sex cult, conhor. Okay, page 5. Obedience is a determinant, and it is trueness of voice that is sought in death as the creation of an honest life. God will never have his rightful place with man or the individual if Pharaoh does not have his rightful place. The proclivity of or natural tendency to rise up for Pharaoh is the same as rising up to die for God. We breed monsters whose lives are less than brilliant, yet intense vipers when we breed outside the divine order. The spirit of the light temple bond in a family isn't just greater than the flesh, it is your entrance into heaven. The Creator must be given his obeisance through your creation with reproduction of spirit. Religion and mating are the most important parts of life. You are dead to God without them. Pharaoh is his messenger, and in a world of selfish, jealousy-fueled violence, he must be the top martial artist. The words that prove my point: obligation, objective, oblige, obedience, obeisance, serve, obtain, obelisk, obvious, obverse, obscure, and ebo, backwards being obi, are all connected. Page 6. 7. God's cub, Eri, a ladder, mild and apathetic sheep. So Jah is not the true God, it is Ra. You can even see that in Ra staff Eri. He was acting like a bitch by using the word Jah. And this is also an Ethiopian-heavy perspective. But deep down they knew that they were being jealous bitches, denying Haru the Elder his rightful place. It was not Haru the Younger, it was Haru the Elder that united the lands with the Spirit of God. Haru the Younger was this kind of conformist bitch that sold him out because he was too childish to man up. That is a serious lesson that must be learned. Okay, deities and ideas. A warrior is not meek, and I disagree with Matthew 5:5. Matthew 5 describes an ideal Christian in a way that makes it hard to follow the orders in Matthew 10. So there's some part of the Bible that are core scripture, but with the rest of the Bible they become garbage, especially as told by the West, and in the lack of a martial arts order. The logical thing to do is discard the Bible and just go by this. Meek seems to mean gentle or soft when put into its Greek literary context of the time. Writing is a spell that always slows one down to stone speed, and like chemicals, it can turn one to stone. I had to write simply because of persecution, an example of God lost without the divine order, and Pharaoh on top. There is no spirit in these words. The spirit is only found in the spoken word by a true Pharaoh. So as I speak it, it comes to life. Interference throws him off, including the science of putting words and thoughts, stimulation, and mind control. The sheep is a helpless beast without the hawk, and the brood of vipers, packs of wolves, hippos, chemists, etc. identify Pharaoh. Sheep when poor in spirit, mourning, hungry and thirsty for righteousness, merciful, pure in heart, peacemakers, persecuted, insulted, and lied about are empty vessels. So even if they're pure in heart, that is, I forgot the word even before pure in heart. Last page, 7:7. Spirit sparring. I have other scriptures I'll have to get to, but this one has to come first. Darkness in other religions. Peacemaker and civilian are antonyms for the word warrior. So this is actually the antonym, right? Blessed are the peacemakers. This is garbage in the Bible, unless you apply my scale and my explanation. And it's simple. It's easier just to follow these scriptures and not the Bible. In Egypt, the best-known ancient martial arts empire, Ra, Haru, and Shu, are the ideas one should focus on to get to heaven, right? The divine order, Mayat, and the resulting spirit and so on. Bastet and Neith are parts of the atmosphere of the nation, but of course they're whores that have gone astray. Shu is an empty atmosphere waiting for Ra to transform mankind, including women. They must submit to their husbands and sleep only with one man. The Hagakure lacks pure sunlight and a divinely inspired selfless hero strategy. One cannot find God or righteousness when fixated on their own culture if it has no pharaoh with no ill-gotten gains. Buddhism, Hinduism, and other philosophies like them have the same problem. It is possible that when the sons of the upper Egyptians, Cush and Ra, and those who would become my forefathers of Biafra through Eri split up, they caused these problems because of women. I believe they all have failed God by now, but me, I closed the sun gate. So in that sense, they failed to establish the divine order. And ultimately, the only one who has truly succeeded on this planet is me, because I've closed the sun gate. Enemies are conquered. God is victorious.